Dr. Morgan here. In today's episode, you're getting a little bit of my thoughts on the election. You're also going to get a 4-part process for basically a complete dating life reset. This is going to be so valuable to you if you've been struggling in your dating life. I'm really just going to lay it out for you. I'm going to normalize some things, and I want to help you create that dating life that you deserve, because that's the way that you're going to attract the person that's meant for you, right? You have to actually enjoy your dating life. I'm on the road, so this isn't my typical microphone, but I think it's still pretty good quality. And I have a little bit of a cold, so I apologize. I know I sound a little bit congested, but I still wanted to get this out there for you. I love you guys, and I don't want you to go without an episode. So sipping my tea, recording this episode for you, and I think it's going to be really, really helpful. Also, you should know today's the last day that you can apply to the Empowered.Secure.Loved program. We've had so many amazing people joining the program. So just due to the limited capacity we have, we will be closing applications temporarily for a bit here. But if you've been on the fence, this is the time. So you can use the link in the show notes to apply. All right, enjoy this episode. Welcome to the Let's Get Vulnerable podcast. It's your host, Dr. Morgan. It's the day after the election. And all I really want to say about it is I will continue to pray for our country, to pray for us as a people, that we can learn how to love one another and be a united country. The division that has happened between Democrats, Republicans is heartbreaking, right? We're all people. And I really hope that we can find ways to come together as a country. That's my prayer. And I'm sending you so much love. And I want you to know that I respect you as a fellow American, whether you are celebrating today or feeling really, really low. I respect you. And I'm very grateful to live in a country that is a democracy. So I will continue to pray for the country. And let's get into this episode, because I think that so many people need to hear this. And this may be you listening that needs to hear this. I want to talk to you if you are kind of over the dating scene, if you are kind of at that place of, I just want to give up. I just want to get a bunch of dogs, travel the world, be the cool aunt. I'm just kind of over dating. If you are there, then this episode is for you. So I first off think if you're feeling that way, the best thing you can do is acknowledge it. So step 1, we have to acknowledge it. If you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm feeling that way, but I'm going to push through, and I'm going to keep showing up on dates, and I'm going to keep using the apps, and I'm going to keep doing XYZ, but you're not really acknowledging it, then you're going to set yourself up for kind of sabotaging yourself. Because if you really truly are over dating, but you're making yourself go on dates, the way that you show up on the dates is going to be impacted. So even if you don't realize it, there'll be less of an ability on your part to really show up and be engaged and be present and be emotionally available, right? If you are feeling checked out, over it, you're done, but you're forcing yourself to go on dates, there is no doubt in my mind that the way that you're feeling is impacting your dating life. So that's why, step 1, we need to fully acknowledge how you're feeling, okay? So if you're driving, I want you to do this later, but I would want you to take out pen and paper and just write out, honestly. You might say like, the dating pool sucks. The dating pool has pee in it, as people say. I feel like there are no emotionally available people out there. There's nobody that I'm interested in. I want you to just be very, very honest and get it all out on paper. Okay. Now, the second step is this. I want you to show up with love and compassion for yourself. And I actually need to go back to step one, because in this awareness phase, I want you to get to the root of what you're really feeling, right? So you're frustrated with the dating pool. Well, why are you so frustrated with the dating pool? Oh, because you really want to find your person. Well, why do you really want to find your person? Oh, because it's such a value for you that you've always wanted to build a loving relationship and bring children into a loving family. Well, why is that important to you? Because love is the top value that you have in your life, and you want as much love as possible in your life. And no matter how successful you are in a material way or the money that fills your bank account, you have this deep desire to create love in your life. Okay. That's what I mean. When you're in that awareness phase, step one, I want you to just keep asking why. And I want you to get to the deep, deep reason about why you are upset that you haven't found your person yet, or you're upset that the dating pool is not what you want it to be. Step two, once again, as I said, I want you to show up with so much love and compassion for yourself. So many of you are tempted to skip this step. It doesn't feel comfortable to you. You actually haven't built an internalized voice that is loving and compassionate. You cannot skip this step. You cannot skip it. I want you to think about your most loving, emotionally available mother figure, and how would she speak to you? And I would want you to practice really showing up that way for yourself. So she might say something like, I know you're really struggling. I know that this must be so hard for you, and that you really, really desire to build a family of your own. You really, really desire to build partnership that lasts a lifetime. And you're so sad, angry, frustrated that this hasn't happened yet. So notice how, as I'm showing up that way, right? And I want you to practice this. You're validating your experience. You're basically repeating back to yourself what it is that you're feeling, and you're validating, and you're offering so much love and support. So this will be an uncomfortable step for a lot of you, but I don't want you to skip it. So just to review, we have the awareness phase where you're getting super, super deep. You're going to ask yourself why over and over. And then we have compassion. You're giving yourself so much love and compassion. And now, what is step three? I love step three. This is where I want you to think about, how do I align with my securely attached, highest and best self? And what does it look like for me to be excited about dating? What does it look like for me to be excited about dating? And I think there's something really important here. When you ask yourself that, you should be able to tap into clarity around a few things. Number one, what is your real capacity for dating? So, AKA, how much time do you really have? I always tell people you want to treat dating like a habit that you're building, and you want it to be one that is sustainable. So for a lot of us, sustainable habits look like 20 minutes a day. They look like, okay, 1 hour a week. It's not these, oh, I'm going to go on a date every single day for 30 days. No, 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 no. I don't want you burning out on dating. So when you get clear about what would my dating life look like in order to feel excited? That should be something you think about. What's my actual capacity? It might be something like 20 minutes a night on the dating apps and 1 hour to 2 hours a week for a date. To me, when I hear that, I go, yeah, that's sustainable. That sounds like a good amount of time and energy put into dating. Number two, when you're thinking about how can I get excited, you're probably going to get clear on your boundaries. You're going to get clear on your standards. You're going to get clear on your non-negotiables. You're going to get clear on who you have to be. What does it look like to take care of you at the highest level? So who do you have to be to show up as your highest and best, most securely attached self? What does that look like for you? What's your self-care look like? What are the beliefs that you need to have about yourself and about relationships, right? How are you going to communicate? How does that securely attached version of you communicate? And if you're listening to this part of the podcast going, oh my gosh, I don't know how to show up as the securely attached, highest and best version of myself, Dr. Morgan, how do I do that? Then obviously you know what to do. Today is actually the last day for you to apply to the Empowered.Secure.Loved program. You can use the link in the show notes. This program has helped so many people become securely attached. It's more than a program. It is so much support and access to deep inner work, obviously with myself and with the amazing experts that I have on my team who have all gone through the program, who are all clinically trained. You won't find this level of support, the level of training that all my amazing coaches have. This is not just like another coaching program. These are people who have clinical backgrounds, who've gone through my program, who've been vetted and trained by me, and you get one-on-one coaching support as well as group support and obviously lifetime access to the online course material that I created that is my proven method to move anyone from whatever attachment style they currently have to move them to secure attachment. So today's the last day to apply. We've had so many amazing humans joining the program that I need to close down applications for a bit. So if you have been on the fence, this is it. This is your time. Go use the link in the show notes and apply to the program today. I will be looking at the applications of people who apply today. So, and if you apply after today, it's not that you will be on a wait list. Okay. So go apply today. This is your last chance. Okay. Back to what I was saying in this step 3. After we had the awareness, then we had so much compassion for ourselves. We're showing up with so much love. Then step 3, we're saying, okay, I'm releasing those negative thoughts about dating and I'm realigning with my highest and best securely attached self. And we're getting clear on what that looks like. So I talked about getting clear on your non-negotiables. Maybe a non-negotiable for you is that they are someone who is emotionally safe, or there's someone who wants to be able to work through things when they come up, that you can navigate conflict in a healthy way, right? So I want you to get really, really clear. What are those non-negotiables? Clear on your standards, things that are important to you. And you're also going to get clear on yourself. Who are you as your highest and best securely attached self? What are your beliefs? How do you communicate, right? What does it look like for you to show up that way? For example, maybe If someone is pulling away or they're not texting you the way that you would like to be communicated with, that you are going to say something, that your securely attached self is someone who stands up for what they need, and she's someone who asks for reassurance. That might be a really important thing to determine, right? And then once again, as I said, you're looking at your capacity. You're asking yourself honestly, how much time and energy do I have each week for dating so that it is a sustainable habit in my life? And probably the most important part of step 3 is that I want you to get clear on how do you want to feel in your ideal relationship. How you want to feel is your North Star. That is your North Star. I want you to think about, what does it feel like in my body to feel how I want to feel? How will I know? Right? For some of you, it's, I want to feel emotionally safe. For some of you, it's, I want to feel deeply cherished and known and loved and valued. You have to just be very honest with yourself and ask yourself, how do I want to feel? And then when you have that clearly identified as you're dating, I want you tuning into yourself and thinking, is this how I want to feel? Right? And I'm not saying that you're always 100% of the time going to feel that way, but it's a wonderful North Star, and it's a way for you to go, if you're not feeling the way that you want to feel, it's a way for you to change things, to ask for things, to be aware of, okay, this might not be aligning. I might need to set a different boundary. I might need to ask for something else, right? So identify those 3 to 4 core emotions of how would you feel in your ideal relationship. And then I want you to operationalize it, meaning what does it look like? How will you know, right? And then use that as your North Star. So now let's move on to step number 4. And for step 4, this is where it's really important for you to start taking action and for you to remember all of the things you determined in step 3. And you're just going to ask yourself, okay, how am I going to show up now in my dating life that feels good, that feels exciting to me, where I'm showing up securely attached? And you're going to start taking aligned action. And I think it's really important with step 4. I want you to intentionally, right, that we've kind of wiped the slate clean. We're not focused on our past dating experiences. We're focused on attracting the level of relationship that we know we deserve, right? That's what we're focused on. And we're focused on having fun. We're focused on enjoying our dating life. And we're very, very clear on everything that we outlined in step 3. And then we're in this mindset of abundance. This is so important. A lot of you need to hear this, okay? I know it's so hard when you're struggling in your dating life. You don't feel like it's happening for you. It's happening for everyone else. You're getting all these damn wedding invitations and everybody else is super happy and you're struggling. It's really challenging. I get that. But we are focused on you attracting that person that you are meant to be with. And it's really important to stay in the abundance mindset. Bring yourself back. I'm not saying you're going to be in this mindset all of the time, but it's important to try to stay in it as much as you can. And you're just going to remind yourself that there are so many people out there right now who would be so excited to date you. And there are so many people who would want to build the kind of relationship that you want to build. People who value the same things, who want to have the same experiences, people who align with you, who are emotionally available, who want what you want. They exist. They are looking for you. They exist and they are looking for you. So many of you need to hear this. I want you to remind yourself of this. And if you're really, really struggling with this, which some of you might, if you're struggling with the abundance mindset, I want you to realize this. The fact that you exist is proof that there are people like you who also exist. You are evidence, right? You are the evidence that you need that there is someone a lot like you who wants the same things, who wants to build the same kind of relationship, that is out there looking for you. So I think do everything you can to gather the evidence that you need to stay in abundance mindset. For some of you, this will be looking at examples of people in your life, or it could be celebrities. It can be people who find love later in life, and you're looking at those examples. I don't know if this is true, but are Meryl Streep and Martin Short actually dating? Like, is that actually a thing? I saw that there was rumors. I had sort of briefly watched Only Murders in the Building, and then I saw this like headline pop up about them. So if that is true, that's a beautiful example of, hey, love can come to you at any age. So do whatever you have to do to build the examples, to work that abundance mindset muscle and get into that place of, well, of course, there's someone looking for me who wants the kind of relationship I want. Of course, right? That's where you want to be. And then the other thing, this is so important, and I think a lot of people get tripped up here, so you might feel a little bit called out. I think a lot of people have an idea of how they are supposed to meet their person. They get this idea of, oh, it has to happen through a mutual friend, or, oh, I have to meet them at a church, or even, oh, I have to meet them on a dating app, right? So what we need to do is get crystal clear on the outcome. So we know, okay, you want to be in this amazing, healthy, loving, securely attached relationship. I want you to get clear on what does that feel like, right? Everything from step 3, you're clear about what you want. We need that clarity. And then we need to surrender the path. This applies to everything in your life. This applies to business, career, anything that you're trying to achieve. We do so much better if we surrender the how, right? I have so many examples of this, but I'm going to stick to relationships. When you surrender the how, meaning you're not rigid on how this is going to happen, you open yourself up to all of the possibilities. And openness is one of the main things that's going to help you attract your person. Open to talking to that person at the grocery store, open to being on different dating apps, open to going to your distant cousin's birthday party because you got invited, right? Openness, the willingness to put yourself out there and be open. It is an energy. And I know I'm sounding a little bit woo-woo, but hey, I know a lot of you appreciate when I'm woo-woo, so we're just going to embrace it. But it's an energy. People can feel when you're open, and they can feel when you're not. So the more open that you are, meaning you are allowing people to come into your life and you're interacting with new people and you're going to new places and doing new things and you're saying yes more than you're saying no. When you have that openness, you are more likely to connect with what it is that you are seeking. Because when we're so rigid or we're so in our own patterns of the ways that we do things and the way that we think things are going to happen, we close ourselves off from opportunities. So as you're working on your dating life and you're doing all these steps, this fourth step, the mindset step where you're starting to take action, I want you to just remember, this could be your affirmation. I am open to connection. My loving, securely attached partner is already on their way to me. I think it's so key that we know that, of course, it's going to happen, right? Of course, it's available to you. This mindset piece of course, of course, you wouldn't desire it the way that you desire it if there wasn't a future version of you who already had it. I want that to sink in. Like, it wouldn't be so on your heart and you wouldn't desire it so much if it wasn't available to you and if there wasn't a future version of you who already had what it is that you want. So all you really have to do is surrender the process, be as open as possible, and your job is to work on showing up as securely attached as you can and showing up as your highest and best self, and then really enjoy the journey. If you can, enjoy the journey. And even those terrible dates that you go on, how can we just reframe those as learning lessons? And how can we say that, yeah, if I go on a terrible date, if I am with someone who is not at all what I want, then the real growth lesson is for me to say, hey, this isn't going to work for me. I don't think we're compatible. I wish you the best on your dating journey, right? Like, that's what it's meant to do, is it's reaffirming what is meant for you. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you can use this as your dating reset, remembering all the steps, right? We talked about awareness. We talked about compassion. Step 3 was about getting clarity and knowing how you want your dating life to look. And then step 4, mindset and action, right? Really aligning with your securely attached self and taking that aligned action and being really clear what that looks like. So I hope that this was really helpful to you. I'm wishing you so much love in your life. I know it's already on its way to you. For so many of us, it's just about removing the blocks. It's just about becoming the securely attached, open, highest and best version of ourselves so that we can actually allow it in and receive it. So I want you to realize that, like, you are already enough. You're already worthy of love. You're already worthy of the relationship that you deserve. Sometimes we just need to remove some blocks, okay? I am wishing you high self-worth and great relationships. Once again, don't forget, today's the last day to apply to the Empowered Secure Love program. So don't forget, go use the link in the show notes. I would love to see you inside the program.